Complete with his warm-ups now. Tennis goes down to greet at second base. Wayne Garrett steps in, and stepping up is Ralph Condon. Thank you very much, Jim Simpson, and hi, everybody, all around the world. Wayne Garrett is stepping in the batter's box. Wayne in this series has had 4 hits and 22 times up, batting 182. He's had 2 runs batted in, 1 home run. During the season, he batted 256 with 16 home runs and 58 runs batted in. Wayne, a left-hand batter, being played as a 4-hitter, and the first pitch is swung on and fouled back into the stands on the third base side. So Hunter gets over the first pitch, strike one. Hunter with a lot of breaking pitches, sliders, curveballs, very fine control. Walked 69 in the regular season in 256 innings. Here's a pitch back to Garrett. It is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. A National League umpire behind home plate, Harry Wendelstadt. And now the pitch back to Garrett, and he swings and fouls it in the air. Back the dugout on the third base side into the stands, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Oakland A's were complaining in the first 2 games of the World Series that the background here at this ballpark was not the same as it was during the season. It has been restored to the season's play with the green background extended across in the center field area. Now the 1 takes the fastball at side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oakland started this World Series as a 13-10 favorite. And they are down 3-2. Here's a pitch back at tie. Again, the fastball. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Good pitch on a 3-2 count. Catfish threw the fastball out away from Garrett. He lost him. This telecast is presented by authority of Major League Baseball and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Commissioner of Baseball is prohibited. Here's a tough out and one of the finest number 2 hitters in the lineup in baseball today, Felix Millan, the Mets second baseman. He can handle the bat, is a good hit-and-run man, excellent bunter. Mando plays him shallow. He's bunted for 1 hit in this series. Fly ball down the right field line. Out in no man's land, Dick Green, a great running catch in that deep foul territory here at the Oakland Coliseum. He ran a long ways for that one.
Before the ball game, the Oakland A's looked like a dispirited ball club, but with this first fine play by Dick Green in the long run, they sure don't show it right now. He made a great play, went well beyond the foul line.
In this ballpark, that distance between the foul line and the stands is a factor many times. That would have been in the seats at Shea Stadium, and Millan would have still been up. Here now is Rusty Staub, the right fielder. He is tied with Cleon Jones with the most hits in the series. He has 8 of them. He leads the series and runs batted in with 5. Line drive center field. Base hit. Garrett will stop at second as Davalillo gets the ball back into the infield.
And you can see Staub swinging better, looser at the plate. That shoulder improving day by day. He was hitting everything to left field in New York and out here. And that time he whanged it right up the middle.
These Mets have just been after the A's in this series. They have ripped 53 base hits so far, and this is game number 6.
They've been more aggressive at the plate, Monty. They've batted as a team 269, and the A's just 197.
And here's Cleon Jones, who has had 8 hits, including a home run. He's batting .381 for this World Series. For the season, he hit .260. Hunter threw a slider, and it was up a little bit. Jones had a pretty good cut.
In fact, the middle of that order, the 3-4-5 hitter, Staub, Jones, and Milner, as a trio, have hit .411. Boy, that's some sock in the middle of the lineup.
The biggest surprise of the series as far as the lineup for Jones, I think, is that he has hit almost everything to left field, though one of his homers went down the line in right in this park. 1 ball, 1 strike. Joe Rudy plays him very deep in left, and Vic Davalillo, the Oakland center fielder, is shaded a bit towards right. But look at the hole between Rudy and Davalillo. Rudy has certainly changed his coverage. Reggie Jackson in right field and not all that deep. Breaking ball fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The A's infield, spearheaded by the great little shortstop, Bert Campaneris. He teams with Dick Green in a very fine double play combination. Most of the talk defensively about this series has been about Bud Harrelson and Bert Campaneris. Together, they've handled 54 chances and made only 1 error. Change up on him. And Davalillo in center field has the play. Runners hold on, and the A's line up in their relay. You see the A's second baseman Dick Green between Campaneris and the third baseman Sal Bando. Oakland lines up 3 deep on the throwback end. There are 2 down and 2 on, and here is John Milner.
Milner didn't hit the latter part of the season for the Mets or in the playoffs, but he's come through for them in the World Series.
7 hits in the World Series so far and 2 runs batted in. He's hit .350. He led the Mets in home runs with 23 and in runs batted in with 72. And you see how the Met runners are leading away. Hunter with a breaking ball inside. That's his slow curveball. He doesn't like that pitch, that ball. He wants another one. Kurt, I don't know how you and Tony have found it around the National League, but most American League pitchers, the fastball pitchers, like the ball sown in Haiti, and the curveball pitchers don't like it because the seams aren't quite as high. Popped up. Out behind second. Davalillo coming in, and he's waving everybody off. He puts it away, and Hunter gets out of trouble in the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left to score. Mets nothing. A's coming to bat.
Tom Seaver's warming up. Seaver, as we said, felt a stiffening in his shoulder, and today a slight pain in the front of his shoulder. A little concerned about that. In his previous trip in the World Series against these Oakland A's in the 3rd game, he pitched 8 innings, as we said, allowed 2 runs, 7 hits, struck out 12, and only walked 1. Hill at first, beyond the second baseman, Harrelson to shortstop, Joe to third, Joe Kahn and Staub. The outfield, Jerry Grody behind the plate. Thompson sets the pitch to the leadoff batter of the Oakland A's, Campaneris. Hi, Jim. Campaneris has had 6 hits and 23 times up in the series, batting .261. During the regular season, he hit .250 with 4 home runs and 46 runs batted in. Right-hand batter with great speed. Milner, the first baseman, playing up on the infield grass. Garrett even with the bag at third. The first pitch by Seaver, a fastball at high, ball 1. Seaver led the National League in strikeouts with 251. Ties for the lead in complete games at 18. A pitch back is hit out the left center field. On with a long run. Can he get to it? Here he comes, and he makes the play. The ball was not hit hard. It was center field, and Hahn playing a shade toward the right center field side. Had to go a long way to get to the ball. So 1 up, 1 away, and Joe Rudy the batter. Rudy was 6 hits and 21 times up, hitting .286. He is the top hitter on the A's in this World Series of the regular players. Has driven in 3 runs, and he has turned in some spectacular catches in the outfield. Joe Rudy playing left field. Seaver peers in for the signs. His catcher, Jerry Grody. Here's the windup, now the pitch. Breaking ball low and outside, ball 1. Seaver that time with a slider, hard curveball, just missing off the corner. Rudy batted .270 in the regular season with 12 home runs and 66 runs batted in. Right-hand batter played straight away by the Met outfield. Pitch back is swung on and fouled, and it's a 1-1 count. Seaver in his 1 start against the A's worked 8 innings, gave up 7 hits, allowed 2 runs, both earned, walked 1, struck out 12. Left the ball game with an earned run average of 2.25. He was the major league leader in earned run average with a 2.08 ERA for the season. 1-1 delivery, breaking ball low and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. On deck batter, Sal Bando. The A's have a combined batting average of 197 in this series with no home runs. They've had 3 stolen bases. And the pitch back to Joe Rudy, a fastball over the outside corner, just above the knees, a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Mets have hit .269 in the World Series with 4 home runs, and they've had no stolen bases. Rudy with a slightly closed stand, stands fairly deep in the batter's box. And Seaver into the windup. His 2-2 pitch. It is lined over the second base hit to right field. Scott comes up, fields the ball, flips it on in, and Rudy has the first base hit for the Oakland A's. Solid line drive to right center field. Now with the runner on and one away, the batter will be Sal Bando. Bando has had 5 hits and 18 times up, batting at .278 with 1 run batted in. He had 29 home runs in the regular season with 97 RBIs, and he hits from a very close stand. Then the Mets play their outfield straight away. Seaver to the set position. Here's the pitch. Fastball, low and outside the ball. Backhand catch by Jerry Grody. 1 ball, no strike. 330 down each line, 375 in left center and right center. And it is overcast now. No sun to worry about. Here's a pitch back to Bando. A swing at a breaking ball. Hard slider. It's 1-1. There was rain in this area up to about 5 o'clock. The day broke beautifully, and it has become a little bit cloudy here. 1-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball in, a call strike. That time the big serve by Seaver. Got Bando backing away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Then the signs are out. Seaver to the set position. And the next pitch to Bando. Swung on and missed, and Bando went for a breaking ball that was way off the plate. Should have been a half a foot outside. Seaver gets his first strikeout, and it brings up Reggie Jackson. Left-hand batter had 5 hits from 20 times up, but 4 of them came in 1 ball game, the game won by the New York Mets. Second game won 10-7. And 4 of his 5 hits have been off Doug McGraw. Jackson left the American League in home run. Here's a drive to left center field, a good score run. Jones out to take it off the wall. Coming to third is Rudy, and he'll score. Jackson falls down, rounding second base, and has to go back to the bag as the relay throw goes over the head of Bud Harrelson and gets away. Well, Reggie Jackson drives in his 3rd run of the series, and the A's lead 1-0. Line drive by Reggie Jackson into the alley in left center field. The ball rolling all the way to the fence. Scoring. So the A's lead 1-0. They have a runner in scoring position with 2 men out, and the batter coming up is Gene Dennis. Dennis batting .231 in the series with 3 hits and 13 times up. And Seaver's first delivery. Swung on and missed. A breaking ball at strike 1. Dennis has driven in 2 runs in this series. Drove in 84 in the regular season. Pitch back to Dennis. A curveball looked at and called a strike. 2 count. Sun dashing out. Once again, the sun field is intended. Neon over to second base. Jackson scurries back to the back. Now gets off on a good lead. Seaver catching. Here's a pitch to the plate. Breaking ball. It's just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That is the first earned run for the A's after 18 innings with only 1 unearned run. Position. His 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Dennis is struck out with a curveball. In the inning, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. And the score at the end of 1, Oakland 1, the Mets nothing.
Hello, Hamilton at Atlanta's Hartsfield International Airport, one of the 3 busiest airports in the country. Everywhere you look, you see shiny jets with the bright red, white, and blue markings of Delta Airlines. On the runway, you can spot one of Delta's wide right 747, the roomiest jet in the sky. And pulling up to a gate over there is one of Delta's wide right DC-10, the jet with the extra comfort of 2x2 seats in tourist as well as in first class. A plane just taking off is one of Delta's new 727 with a big wide right cabin. Later this year, Delta will be flying its new wide right TriStar, 250 seats, all 2 on the aisle. You'll have a better trip when you fly a Delta wide ride jet and when you travel with the American Express card. It's the quick, easy way to pay for your Delta ticket. And you can even extend payments for your airfare with your American Express card sign and fly plan. Just say the word. Delta is ready when you are.
The A's have done something they've done very seldom in this 1973 World Series. They have scored first against the New York Mets. And Ralph, you and I and the press, some fans and the clubs are not the only ones out here. The scoreboard has just flashed the sign that Mayor John Lindsay of New York has come to Oakland to watch his Mets. The Mayor of New York, John Lindsay. First batter for the Mets will be Jerry Grody. Grody, the catcher for the Mets, batting at .273 in this World Series. And the first pitch is line foul into the stands on the third base side. Grody's had 6 hits and 22 times up. He'll be followed by Don Hahn and Bud Harrelson. Jim Catfish, center, the pitcher, he has given up a walk in the base hit. Got out of the first inning, leaving 2 men on. Now the right-hander back, and the one-strike pitch, fastball high and inside. 1-1. That sets the lead in the other matchup between John Seaver and Catfish, center, by scoring 2 in the first inning. That was in the third game. That's Dave Kitty. Fastball drives Grody back away from the plate, high and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Later on, the game was tied up, and neither pitcher was involved in the official decision of that game, which went to the A's. 2-1 pitch, and again it's a fastball high and inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Blowing slightly toward right center field at this time in Oakland. Has very little effect on the ball. 3-1 pitch, and there's a drive to deep left field. Going back to the edge of the warning track is Joe Rudy. He is there and makes the play. One away, and it brings up Don Hahn. Hahn has driven in 2 runs in the series. One of them a big one, the insurance run, in the game won by the Mets 2-0 on the combined shutout pitching of Gary Kuzman and Tug McGraw. Hahn has had 4 hits and 22 times up, batting .182. Stands with a very wide stance and closed stance, widest stance of any member of this World Series. And here's a pitch to plate that's high, and it's ball 1. Hahn batted .229 in the regular season with 2 home runs and 21 runs batted in. A's leading 1-0. 1 man out. We're in the top of the second. And the 1-0 pitch to Hahn. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Crowd right here at Oakland with the enthusiasm of the crowds at Shea Stadium, where they were sold out for all 3 night games. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and it popped up. The ball out in foul territory. Back out towards the A's bullpen coming over Campanella. Bud Harrelson the batter. Harrelson has had a fine series. He's had 6 hits and 17 times up with .353 average. He's driven in 1 run. The overall season, he's batted .258 with no home runs and 20 runs batted in. Harrelson a switch hitter, so he's batting left-handed against the right-hander Jim Hunter. A's outfield skated over toward the left field side, screen. Harrelson not able to pull the right hand. And there's the first pitch. It's a fastball outside the ball. Now Jim Hunter into the windup, and 1-0 for Harrelson pitches. All strike. It's 1-1. Harrelson on the pitch. Moved his top hand up as though he might move into bunting position, but then never changed his stance. Here's the 1-1 delivery. It's hit hard in the hole, and back in. Darren Johnson. He goes over to Hunter. Playing first base, backhanded a great play to take a base hit away from Bud Harrelson. A 1-2-3 inning, and the score at the end of 1.5 innings, Oakland 1, the Mets nothing. Up to 12 hours of continuous relief from just your sneezing, runny nose, and congestion. And to get it, to take 6 cold tablets, 2 every hour, or 3 ounces of nighttime liquid, 1 every 4 hours, or 1 contact capsule. Of course, you should know that the others contain an antipyretic analgesic. The liquid, an antiseptic and alcohol, not found in contact. 6 or 3 or 1. The answer is contact. millions. Wisconsin, #1 cold medicine in the whole world. Hello again from Oakland. Jim Simpson with Ralph Connor. We go to the last of the second inning. Catfish Hunter has been missing high with his pitches, but has been getting away with it. He has given up a walk and a base hit, but has retired the last 5 men in a row, and he does have the 1-0 lead over Tom Seaver. Joe Rudy went with a fastball on the outside part of the plate and singled right in the first inning, and Reggie Jackson timed the curveball and laced the double him up center to drive him in. It's 1-0 as we begin the second. That is Ralph. Okay, Jim, and Vic Davalillo will lead off for the A's. Davalillo has had 1 hit and 6 times up in this series, batting .167. Left-hand batter being used. The first pitch, a change curveball, but it's low and it's ball 1. It'll be Vic Davalillo, Darren Johnson, and Dick Green as Seaver works against the A's here in the second. Then the sun is shining brightly in Oakland. Davalillo picks up that front leg as he moves out the hit, and the pitch back to the plate is a fastball. It's high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Davalillo was acquired by the A's on July 31st. He batted .188 for the A's with no home runs and 4 runs batted in. Got a big base hit in the playoff game against Baltimore. Seaver misses again with a fastball, and he's behind 3 balls and no strikes. Now the windup and 3-0 pitch, and Seaver gets the strike. Fastball right through the heart of the plate, 3-1. Looking out over the center field fence, the Oakland Hills, and they are showing very clearly. Next pitch way outside, and Seaver has walked Vic Davalillo. In his first ball game, Seaver walked only 1. That is his first walk of this game. That will bring up Johnson, who is batting 67 and been up 3 times and has 2 hits as a pinch hitter. Johnson batted .246, but he had 19 home runs and 81 runs batted in. He was used as the designated hitter by Oakland. Darren started his career with the Yankees in the American League. Played a considerable amount of time in the National. First pitch, a fastball, swung on and missed, strike 1. That pitch might have been high. 1 strike count, no one out, a runner at first base, bottom of the second, Oakland leading 1-0. Seaver to the set position, and the pitch to Johnson is swung on and missed. Strike 2, and that pitch, a hard slider over the outside part of the plate. Banners all over the ballpark. For and against each side. There's a pitch back by Seaver that is low, and it's a 1-2 count. Quite a few of the banners by Willie Mays. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Seaver ready. Here's the pitch. Johnson takes it in the dirt. A good play on the ball by Jerry Grody as he comes up with the ball. That ball hit a good 3 feet in front of home plate. Breaking ball by Seaver. He pulled too hard down on the ball and bounced it up there. 2-2 the count. Seaver in the season won 19 and lost 10. Made 37 starts. Pitched 290 innings. Now 2-2 is next delivery. It is low and outside, just off the plate, a full count of 3-2. Well, a decision now for Dick Williams, the manager of the A's. Will he have the runner going on the 3-2 count? Johnson does strike out. Seaver to the set position. The runner is going. The pitch is grounded to short. Harrelson fields it, has no play at second, has to throw across the diamond to first base. He does, and he gets the out, but a runner in scoring position for Dick Green coming up. Green is 0 for 9 in this series. Batted .260 in a regular season, 3 home runs and 42 runs batted in. Behind him is the pitcher, Jim Hunter. Jim Hunter, the on-deck batter. Green, the right-hand batter. And Seaver to the set position. Here's the first pitch. Fastball that's over the outside corner, a called strike. Reading the signs from his catcher, Grody. Now checks out the runner at second. Davalillo there with a short lead. Here's the pitch back to the plate. That's in for called strike 2. 2 strike count to Dick Green. Seaver to the set position. And his next delivery. It is swung on and foul down the right field field side out of play. On stays at strike two. Last year, Tom Seaver won 21 games and lost 12. His lifetime record in the major leagues, 135 wins, only 76 losses. Now again, Seaver to the plate with a 2-strike pitch. He misses with a slider, low and outside. 1-2. If the game goes to the final game tomorrow, it will be John Matlack pitching for the Mets against Ken Holtzman. 1-2 delivery. Runs back out to Seaver. He feels the ball falls. But falls from his knee position and throws to Milner at first base for the out. A bad throw, but Milner crossing over the bag, took it and stayed on the bag. And on the play, Davalillo went to third base. Seaver slipped in front of the mound as he was trying to turn to see where Davalillo was. He had plenty of time to make the play. He slipped and went down to one knee. So a runner at third base with 2 men out and the batter, Jim Hunter. Hunter was 0 for 2 against Seaver when they met at Shea Stadium. Hunter, right-hand batter. Leading 1-0. A runner at third base, 2 men out. We're in the bottom of the second inning. And Seaver into the windup and to the plate. The pitch is swung on and missed. As Seaver went into the windup, Vic Davalillo made a break down the line toward home, but then stopped about a third of the way. He was trying to distract the veteran pitcher. Seaver looks at him, now goes into the lineup, and the 1-strike delivery. Swung on and missed. A high fastball that was up out of the strike zone. Strike 2. Lights are on, but the sun is shining brightly at Oakland. Here's the 2-strike delivery. It is swung on and fouled back into the stand. So it now remains at strike 2. In the first inning, he scored when Joe Rudy singled to right and then on a double by Reggie Jackson, the left center field. And again, the 2-strike pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called. And Seaver has his third strikeout of the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, a man left at third. And the score at the end is 2. It's the A's 1, the Mets nothing.
Plymouth Valiant, the car that quietly goes about being the #1 best-selling compact car in Portland. Valiant 4-door, Scab 2-door hardtop, Duster Coupe. Bill Yoder, general manager of Alexander Chrysler Plymouth, tells us why.
Valiant owners really like their cars. There's room. A family-sized car most people will want to buy. Extremely economical and fun to drive. Ask a Valiant owner about his car. He'll talk, and he'll convince you, too.
Or ask a gentleman of Alexander's to let you drive a Valiant. Alexander's, 24th and Sandy.
This is KPOK, Modern Country in Portland. The All-Americans invite you to enjoy the finest of modern country right here on 1330. And if you like controversy and intelligent discussion, you'll like Jim Fenwick each night on KPOK at 10. KPOK hopes that you enjoy the broadcast of the entire schedule of the 1973 World Series. And remember, for the best in modern country music, stay tuned to 1330 KPOK. We pause 30 seconds for station identification. It is our pleasure to present for the first time the World Series on KPOK 1330. It's also with great pleasure that we present for the first time to Portlanders beautiful music from 98.5 FM stereo. 24 hours of every day you may listen to the world's most beautiful music without hearing more than 7 units of commercial messages per hour. And just enough news to keep you well informed. KUPL 98.5 on your FM stereo dial. We're going out of the top of the third, and Tom Seaver to lead off for the New York Mets, and he takes the first pitch that's called the ball. Seaver is regarded as a fairly good hitting pitcher, right-hand batter, had 1 home run in the season. He takes the pitch that's over the outside corner, breaking ball right at the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike. Against Jim Hunter in their first meeting, Seaver had no hits and 3 times up. Here's one delivery, and Seaver swings at a high fastball, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mets have had 1 base hit, a single to center field by Rusty Staub. It came after a walk to Wayne Garrett. But Catfish Hunter has retired 5 in a row since that base hit by Staub. There's a fly ball hit out to left center field. Moving up, the center fielder, Vic Davalillo, and he's under the ball, and he makes the catch. Davalillo now has had 3 putouts in the ball game. That'll bring up Wayne Garrett, who walked in the 3-2 pitch his first time up. A's leading 1-0. 1 man out. We're in the top of the third. Wayne Garrett has had 4 hits and 22 times up. He has had 2 runs batted in and also a home run. He swings at the first pitch, fouls it, and goes on back, and it's strike one. Gene Kenneth, the catcher for the A's. First time he has started the ball game behind the plate. And Darren Johnson playing at first base. First time he has been in the starting lineup. Now the 1-strike pitch to Garrett is popped up. The ball on the shortstop side. Campy Campaneris right on the edge of the outfield grass makes the catch. 7 in a row for Catfish Hunter, and it brings up Felix Leon. Felix dropped to second base his first time up. Leon with 4 hits and 24 times up in the series. No runs batted in. He had 185 base hits in the regular season for the Mets. That broke a record held by Tommy Rizzi as the most hits in a single season by a Met player. Leon also had the club in batting percentage with a .290 average. And he takes the first pitch high, ball 1. Leon tilting way up in that bat. He's up about 12 inches from the end. He's way over the plate. Right-hand batter hits a hard foul ball down the third base side. 1-1 the count. Game number 6. A must-win for the Oakland A's. And they lead by a score of 1-0, 2 men out in the top of the third. And the 1-1 delivery. All the strike. All over the outside corner about 2 the count. Had 3 home runs in the regular season, drove in 37. And the pitch back by Hunter. It is popped out in the shallow center field. Coming up is Vic Cavalier. And he gets through the ball and makes the catch. Cavalier now with 4 foot out to side to side in order for the second time. 8 in a row for Catfish Hunter and the score. In the 2.5 innings, Oakland 1, the Mets nothing.
How many of you are sitting on an idea right now? Maybe you've invented a new toy or a game, a kitchen appliance, or something you use in the shop. If so, you know the satisfaction of coming up with a good idea, but you also know the frustration of not being able to do anything with it. And that's where we can help. Production and Marketing International, a unique combination of marketing experts, scientists, engineers, financial analysts, and attorneys. Production and Marketing International will investigate your idea, check the production costs, the size of the market, the extent of the competition. If your idea has money-making potential, PMI will help you find a manufacturer to pay royalties for production rights, or it may fit PMI's own production facilities or nationwide distribution program. So don't just sit there on your idea, not when it could be turning into a major new product. Between 9 and 5 daily, call Production and Marketing International at 245-2630 for a free preliminary idea or product evaluation. It could be the most important phone call you ever made. 245-2630.
Well, this has been some kind of series. The Oakland A's slapped their fans for not showing up a week ago today for the opening of the World Series, for not paying much attention, for not being a very loud group of fans. And here today, Ralph Kiner, in game number 6, you're right, they sound like we're right back in New York at State Stadium. The ad has changed from Let's Go Mets to Let's Go A's, and the A's up now, and it's Campy Campaneris lead off against Seaver. The first pitch is swung on, and that's strike 1. Had a minor incident before the ball game. Fred McGraw's wife Phyllis and her 17-month-old son Mark and Lynn Dyer and her 6-year-old daughter couldn't get into the ballpark. Here's the pitch. Let's call the ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. They have a rule here that anyone 2 years old or more must have a ticket. But they did finally get in. Here's the pitch back that's swung on, and the count 1 and 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Campaneris flied to center field and was out his first time up. 6 hits and 24 times up so far in the series, batting at .250. And the 1-2 delivery by Seaver, grounded foul out toward Irv Norton, the third base coach. Jerry Adair, the coach at first for the A's. Well, there is some speculation, Jim, that Irv Norton might be the new manager of the A's if Dick Williams moves on. He along with others. 1 and 2. Here's the pitch by Seaver. A half swing. Did he go far enough to check with the first base umpire? Marty Springs said he said no, so it's called a ball. Home plate umpire Harry Windlechat did not make the call. The Mets appealed it. And Windlechat got affirmation from Springstead, the first base umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch back is popped up in foul territory. A chance for John Milner, the first baseman. He is under the ball and it's a catch. Bill Campaneris out on a high outside fastball, fouling out to first base. It brings up the left fielder, Joe Rudy, who has singled and scored. Rudy singled to right center field in the first inning and scored from first base on the double by Reggie Jackson, the only run of the game. Rudy now has had 7 hits and 22 times up. He leads the club in base hits and percentage. He has driven in 3. Tied for the club lead with Reggie Jackson, the runs batted in this World Series. Right-hand batter, the pitch by Seaver, low and outside the ball. Seaver has struck out 3, and he has walked 1 while giving up 2 base hits. 1 ball, no strike. Seaver into the windup, and his next delivery is in for a called strike. 1-1. Rudy stepping out of the batter's box, asking for time. Slowly gets back in. Sun now having swatted out by the clouds, so the sun field is no problem. Left field, the 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball over, and the called strike. 1-2. Rudy again getting out of the batter's box. Digs a hole with his back foot. Now it gets back in the batter's box, and Seaver goes into the windup. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, it is just outside, down around the knees, 2-2. Again, Rudy out of the batter's box. Gets back in. And the 2-2 delivery. It is swung on a miss, and Seaver gets Rudy with a fastball with a lot of velocity. His 4th strikeout. It brings up Cal Bando, who was his first strikeout. Puts him back in the first inning. Here's the pitch by Seaver. It is swung on and grounded foul. Fastball to the plate by Seaver down around the knees. Sinking fastball and grounded foul. First game going to the Oakland A's, 2. Second to the Mets, 10-7 in 12 innings. The third going to Oakland, 3-2 in 11 innings. The fourth going to the Mets, 6-1. And the 5th game going to the Mets, 2-0. And here we are in the 6th game. In that second ball game, it was the longest ball game ever played in the amount of time in a World Series. The 1-strike delivery, and Bando takes it, blowing away. 1-1. They had a World Series record set in that second game when they used 11 pitches, combined teams. And the most players used 38, 21 by the A's. Game time was 4 hours, 15 minutes. Here's a pitch for a ball. It's 2-1 to Bando. And Seaver back into the windup. The next delivery swung on a miss. A fastball over the inside part of the plate about letter high. Perfect pitch, 2-2. There are 2 perfect pitches considered by the ball players. High inside and a curveball low outside. There's a base hit, bounce right through the middle. And Bando is on. Bouncing base hit right through the middle of the diamond, out in center field. This is on, a runner at first, 2 men out, and coming up, Reggie Jackson. Jackson doubled in the first run with a double to left center field. He has driven in 3 in the series. And the base hit by Bando, the 3rd off Tom Seaver in this game. The left-hand batter played about straight away. And the first pitch by Seaver, a breaking ball, a hard swing and a miss, strike 1. Before his run batted in the first inning, Jackson had left 17 men on base and 10 in scoring position in the World Series. 1 strike out. Mets outfield, of course, deep against the power hitting Reggie Jackson. Pitch back by Seaver, a breaking ball that breaks too low. Down under the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jackson had 32 home runs that led the American League. 117 runs batted in that led the American League. Batted 293. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seaver to the set position. Bando a short lead at first base. Here's the pitch back to the plate. It's low and inside. Gordy had to move out to make the catch. 2-1. Leading 1-0. They have a runner at first base, 2 men out, bottom of the 3rd.
has outstanding power. Line drive, right center field in the gap. Bando can run. Staub cuts it off. Here's his throw to the relay man, and that throw has finally cost the Mets. Bando scores. Rusty Staub couldn't get the ball back into Felix Millan on the fly.
Reggie Jackson hitting the ball to right center field. It was fielded by Staub. He cannot throw because of his injured shoulder. He threw the ball underhanded to Millan, who dropped the ball. Millan then picked it up and threw it on in. It was too late. His lead 2-0 as Jackson goes into second. Bando never stopped. He was going to be sent in anyway under any circumstance. So the A's leading 2-0. A runner in scoring position, and Gene Tennis, the batter, he struck out his first time up. And the first pitch, a breaking ball. It's outside, and low, it's ball one. So far, we have not had an indication as to the complete scoring of that play. I assume it's going to be a two-base hit and no error. Here's a pitch for a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch back to Dennis is inside. It's ball 3. In the bullpen, some action stirring up. Ray Sadecki, a left-hander, is starting to throw in the bullpen for the New York Mets. 3-0 pitch. Dennis swings and backs it up. A play for the first baseman, John Milner, in fair territory. And he makes the catch and the starters retire. 1 run, 2 hits, no error. 1 man left. And the score at the end of 3. The A's 2, the Mets nothing.
Important differences in all Chrysler Corporation cars made in this country. For example, reduced maintenance. With our electronic ignition, you never have to replace points and condensers. There aren't any. Spark plug lasts up to about 18,000 miles. And with our torque flight transmission, you have no recommended maintenance under normal driving conditions. Reduced maintenance is just one of the differences extra care and engineering makes. Discover all the differences at your Dodge or Chrysler Plymouth theaters.
In Oakland, California, they must win by the score of 2-0. Ray Sadecki took a couple of more warm-ups even after Tom Seaver had retired the side. The report again that Seaver felt a stiffness in his shoulder, a pain in the front of his shoulder as he warmed up and was quite concerned about it. Catfish Hunter has been missing high, but has only given up 1 hit, walked 1, struck out no one, has retired the last 8 in a row. And now, as we start the New York fourth, owns that 2-0 lead. Staub, Jones, and Miller in the fourth, and here's Ross. Rusty Staub comes up. He has the only base hit that the Mets have had in this ballgame. He singled to center field with Garrett on at first. In the first inning, the Mets had runners at first and second with 1 man out, but didn't score, and that has been their only scoring opportunity. Since the base hit by Rusty Staub, Jim Hunter has retired 8 batters in a row. And the first pitch to Staub. Rusty takes it, it's inside the ball. A's have 2 runs on 4 base hits, and the 2 runs driven in by Reggie Jackson on 2 doubles. Staub steps out of the batter's box, gets back in. He's had more hits than anyone in the series. He's had 19 times up, and he takes outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Hunter has not struck out a batter. He has walked 1 and given up 1 base hit. The right-hander into the windup, the 2-0 delivery. It is popped up on the first base side, and coming over the second baseman, Dick Green, and he makes the catch almost on the foul line as Darren Johnson lets him make the play. 9 in a row for Jim Hunter. That will bring up Cleon Jones, who flied to center and was out his first time up. Hunter now has worked 9 1/3 innings against the Mets in this World Series. He has given up 8 hits. He has allowed a total of 2 runs, but they came in the first game, worked against the Mets, and they came back in the first inning. Jones has had 8 hits and 22 times up, and he takes the pitch high. It's ball 1. Leon batted .260 for the year, but he closed Burnley. Right-hand batter. His back is grounded in the hole going over Cincinnati. He fields the ball in front of him, throws overhanded to first base for the out. 2 men away, it brings up John Milner. Milner was 7 base hits and 21 times up, batting .333 for the series. John White out to center field with runners at first and second in the first inning for the final out of the inning. A's leading 2-0. A run in the first and a run in the third. Milner, a left-hand batter, led the club in home runs with 23, and he takes the pitch low. John also drove in 72 in the regular season while batting .239. This is his second year in the major leagues. 1-0 pitch, fastball, it's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Milner from Atlanta, Georgia. His idol is Hank Aaron. 2-0 pitch is swung on and fouled. The count 2 balls and 1 strike. And his teammates call him the Hammer, which is also Hank Aaron's, one of his nicknames. Hank Aaron was here to throw out the first ball opening day. 2-1. Catfish Hunter looking in for the sign, pitching to Gene Kennett. The pitch to Milner is over the inside. Milner pulls back. John thought the ball was inside. 2-2. That pitch was put exactly where Hunter wanted it. The A's have been pitching Milner over that inside corner. And a 2-2. The pitch swung on and fouled. Ball off the foot of Gene Kennett. So the count holds at 2-2. Of course, for the regular season, Oakland won 94, lost 68. The Mets won 82 and lost 79. Then the signs go out. The sun now shining brightly. And a 2-2. Milner hits a hard ground ball to first base, and somehow line goes to the bag. The side retired in order. That's 11 in a row for Jim Hunter. And the score at the end of 3.5 innings, the A's 2, the Mets nothing.
This is Milo Hamilton, voice of the Atlanta Braves. You know, Delta is called the airline run by professionals, and there are 28,000 reasons why. The 28,000 highly skilled men and women who are Delta Airlines. The Delta professionals have experience. A typical Delta captain has tens of thousands of hours and millions of miles under his seatbelt. The Delta professionals go that extra mile. Every Delta stewardess has to win out over 24 other fine applicants to get her job. The Delta professionals know their job. Every Delta reservationist can give you flight schedules quickly with computer-accurate fares. The Delta professionals, all 28,000 of them, go all out to give you a great flight on Delta. So next trip, fly Delta, the airline run by professionals, and pay for your Delta tickets with the American Express card. You can even extend payment for your airfare with the American Express card sign and fly plan. Delta is ready when you are.
We're going down to the bottom of the 4th inning. The A's leading by a score of 2-0. They got a run in the first off Tom Seaver with 1 out. Joe Rudy singled to right field. Randall was then struck out for the second out of the inning, but Reggie Jackson doubled up the alley in left center field to drive in Rudy from first base. In the third, with 2 men away, Sal Bando singled to center field and scored from first base when Reggie Jackson doubled to right center field. And the A's coming up with 2 runs on 4 hits. The Mets have had no runs and 1 base hit. Base hit by Rusty Staub back in the first. For the A's, Vic Cavalier will lead off. He walked his first time up, got as far as third base, but was left there when Hunter struck out. Seaver has struck out 4 batters. He has walked 1. And the big right-hander with his first pitch is grounded toward third. It is a foul ball. By Garrett, that's going foul. But a very close call by third base umpire Jerry Neudecker of the American League. Back to the plate. He's had 1 hit in 6 times up in this series. And he is playing in center field with Jackson over in right, with the right-hander Tom Seaver going. Seaver reading the signs now into the windup. The 1-strike pitch, 1 miss. Cavalier going for a fastball about better high with a hard swing. It'll be Vic Cavalier, Darren Johnson, and Dick Green. The A's first 3 batters here in the 4th inning. Seaver into the windup. The 2-strike pitch mounted towards first base. Milner digs it out. Tough half hop and goes to the bag for the out. away, it brings up Darren Johnson, who has turned in 2 fine plays defensively. One against Bud Harrelson and another on a hard shot by John Milner. Darren has been up once, and he grounded out to short. Johnson now has had 2 hits and 4 times up in the series. First pitch by Seaver, hit in the hole to short, but faded over in the hole with Harrelson. He comes up with the ball, throws to first base for the second out of the inning. Now Dick Green, he bounced back to the pitcher his first time up, batting for the second time. Green is 0 for 10 in this series. Right-hand batter, the second baseman for the A's, batting 8th in the batting order. And Seaver's first delivery. It is too low, a breaking ball, ball 1. And Tom into the windup, the 1-0 pitch. Hit in the center field for Green's first base hit. Line drive, just to the right of Felix Leon, the second baseman, out in the center field, and Green is on with his first base hit. Fifth hit off Tom Seaver brings up the pitcher, Jim Hunter. With a runner at third and 2 men out, Hunter was struck out his first time up. Catfish Hunter, a very good hitting pitcher. Right-hand batter to set position, and the first delivery is swung on and grounded foul as the cloud moves under the sun, and we now have a shaded playing field area. Seaver again sets up, and his next pitch to Hunter. Swung on and foul back into the stands. A fastball foul off at strike 2. Now the sun again appears, and again we have the Sunfield in left and left center, and the 2-strike delivery. Low outside, breaking ball, it's 1-2. Seaver sets up. Green not being held on at first base by Milner, and here's a pitch back. It's chopped up in the shallow center. Coming up is John Hahn. He's under the ball. And he makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. No errors. A man left at first, and the score at the end of 4, Oakland 2, the Mets nothing.
Two-stage maxi builder. Lean on it. The lead two-stage maxi filter. Lean on it because it's the oil filter with a second stage to clean your car's dirty surging oil. Oil that single-stage filters miss. The lead two-stage maxi filter. Save on it because it's the filter you buy at a discount chain or auto store where major brands cost less than at a gas station. The lead two-stage maxi filter. Save on it because it's the filter you install yourself. Two-stage maxi filter. Lean on it. The lead two-stage maxi filter. One of the lead eliminators. If you want more for your money these days, do it yourself.
We pause 30 seconds for station identification.
It's World Series time. The beginning of the winter driving season is here, and icy winter streets can be a sporting proposition. So this year, make sure your car is equipped with the best snow tire available. Pirelli Centerado MS35 steel-belted radial snow tire. The Pirelli MS35 is designed to perform under the hardest winter driving conditions and still behave like standard radials on clear roads. See the Pirelli MS35 at Art Stearns Tires. Now with 2 convenient locations, 28th and Northeast Sandy and 10th and Northwest Gleason. KPOK Portland.
Center along with Jim Simpson from Oakland, and the first batter for the Mets is Jerry Godey. Hits it right by the third baseman, Sal Bando, for a base hit to left field. So Godey is on, and that puts the potential tying run at the plate, and Don Hahn coming up. Jim Hunter had retired 11 consecutive batters before the base hit by Jerry Godey. The last to reach was Rusty Staub back in the first inning.
Mets down by 2. Looking at Darren Johnson holding against Grody. Ball 1. You don't look for any kind of a hit-and-run play or any kind of bunt here. Down by 2 at this time of a game, it's usually swing away. The A's have really changed their defense on Hahn. first few games, they were playing him in right center, very shallow, and now Davalillo is shading him to left center, in center. Outside, ball 2. Here's a big man for Hunter right here. Leading by 2 with a pitcher coming up. He doesn't want to walk this one. There's the defense that you got a quick look at. Davalillo's moved over on Hahn, and of course, that triple he hit into left center field in New York helped change the pattern. Strike on the outside corner. Two strikes.
He not only has that control, he changes speed so well. He does it a lot when the hitters are ahead of him, it appears, Monty, with his fastball and off his curveball, too. I think they're getting a fat pitch, and they're just out in front.
Hahn trying to go to right field with that outside pitch, which is the thing to do right here if he can. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The only real control problems Hunter had this year was right after he tried to come back. There's Yogi. Following the fractured thumb on the pitching hand, which he got in the All-Star game, the ball hit back through the middle by Billy Williams of the Cubs. Hunter was the starting pitcher for the American League, and it broke the thumb on his pitching hand. When he came back, he didn't really get a good grip on the ball. Struck him out on a high breaking ball.
It brings up Bud Harrelson. Bud was robbed of a base hit on a great backhand play by Darren Johnson, the first baseman. Harrelson in the series has had 6 hits and 18 times up. He's batting .333. Bud batting from the left-hand side against the right-handers. He did prefer to bat right-handed. That was his natural side before he learned how to switch it, but he saw so many right-handers that he said he prefers left-handed now. And there's a fly ball out to right center field. Moving back a couple of steps, Reggie Jackson. He's under the ball and he makes the catch. Brody at first base from the halfway position back to the bag. 2 men away, it brings up Tom Seaver. A's leading 2-0. Seaver has batted 1 time. He flied out to center field. Seaver, a right-hand batter, he has enough power to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And the first pitch to Seaver is high. A fastball missing. Ball 1. The sun is shining brightly on the playing field in Oakland. 1-0 pitch. Seaver swings and fouls the ball back against the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. If you just joined us, the A's picked up a run in the first inning, added another in the third, and they lead by a score of 2-0 with 2 men out in the top of the 5th. Pitch to Seaver is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lights have been turned on from the start of the ball game, but not necessary. Have no effect on the playing field area. Next pitch is hit to deep left field. Going back is Rudy, the warning track. He's by the wall. He looks at the wall, turns, and makes the catch. And Seaver is out of a long drive to left field. Side retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And the score at the end of 4.5 innings, Oakland 2, the New York Mets nothing. Nobody likes to look at underarm stains, but they're a real problem. You use an antiperspirant, and you still get stains. Stains that won't wash out. Well, start using the first anti-stain antiperspirant by Right Guard. Right Guard Powder Dry. It's so effective it helps stop wetness and stains. Try it and see for yourself. Right Guard Powder Dry antiperspirant. It's the first anti-stain antiperspirant by Right Guard. The middle of the 5th, the A's in a do-or-die game for them lead 2-0. Hey, guys, grab hold of the Soft Life. You get it with Foamy. Foamy shave cream from Gillette. Foamy is America's favorite shave cream. Has been for a long time. Because Foamy's thick, rich lather makes shaving so easy, you hardly know you're shaving. Foamy softens the toughest beard for a close, clean, truly luxurious shave. You've got the Soft Life with the soft shave. Foamy, America's best-selling shave cream from Gillette. Well, we're going now to the bottom of the fifth inning. The game going Oakland's way by a score of 2-0. Tom Seaver matched up for the second time against Catfish Hunter. In the other ball game, Seaver was leading by a score, and Catfish left the ball game for a pinch hitter. Later on, Seaver left for a pinch hitter. It was tied up at 2-2, and later on, it was won by Oakland in 11 innings by a score of 3-2. And as we go to the bottom of the fifth, here for the play-by-play, Jim Simpson. Happy Caballeros to fly to short center field in the first and foul out to Milner at first base, and the third is up. In New York, it was the crowds of Shea. Now in Oakland, the crowds of Oakland. In New York, it was Tug McGraw saying, you gotta believe. And out here in left field now in Oakland, there's a sign in the green and gold of Oakland saying, make it happen. Seaver delivers the fastball right down the middle, strike one to Caballeros. Caballeros was jammed and foul out in the third on a high inside fastball on the 2-2 count. Joe Rudy is on deck. The A's have led from the first inning. Bouncing ball toward Garrett at third base. Has it on the easy hop near the mound and throws out Caballeros for the first out. Of the Oakland fifth inning. And up comes Joe Rudy. Went with a 2-2 fastball on the outside corner, drilled a single right field, later scored ahead of the double by Jackson, and then struck out swing at a Seaver fastball in the third inning. Rudy with 3 RBIs, 7 hits in the World Series. And a couple of spectacular... Well, no league has repeated as World Series champions in the last 7. Oakland would like to even it today and win it tomorrow to become the first. Ball hits in center field. Back goes Neon on the grass. Now it's over in right center field, actually, and Neon hauls in an easy pop-up. 2 out in the fifth inning. Bando, the batter. Bando chased the curve and struck out in the first, and then singled and scored ahead of a double by Jackson, which was picked up by Staub in right field, and as Rusty told Yogi Berra days ago, if you need a throw from me, take me out. Staub picked the ball up and just sidearmed it toward Neon. Bando running all the way, scored the second run of the game. Check swing. Brody says he foul tipped it, turned to Harry Wendelstedt, the National League umpire, and Wendelstedt says no, so now Brody is saying, hey. Yes, he did. Ball one. Tom Seaver, California. Born and raised in Fresno, California. Now lives in Connecticut, back in California, trying to nail on a World Series. 13 pitches outside. The ball. 2-0. Mets won it in 5 in 1969. They'll settle for 6 in 73. Ground ball on a short. Gets away from him. And Garrett's having a tough time at third base in this World Series. One big hop, looped down to his feet. He couldn't come up with it. And that'll be a Reggie Jackson, who has driven in both runs of this ball game, with a double in the first and a double in the third. Hit a curveball in the first and the fastball in the third. Double to center and to right. Scoring Rudy and Bando. 2 out. Bando on the Garrett era. Jackson takes a hard breaking pitch inside. Ball one. They're still the favorites, even though they were down 3 games to 2 to win the series, despite the fact that Seaver is pitching today. Seaver has not looked that effective. Is on this and misses. 2-0. Seaver was overpowering in the third game when he struck out 12. Today he has 5 strikeouts already and could be out of this inning. Ground ball toward the second base from Neon, down to one knee, throws on the Milner, and they're out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. We've gone to the first 5, and Oakland leads New York 2-0.
Nothing can crack the turtle's back. Nothing can blaze like the turtle's glaze. 25 minutes does it. It's a snap with a turtle. Liquid or paste. Take only the turtle for your car. Anything else is just mock turtle.
Now sugar-free and with less than 1 calorie per bottle. It's arriving now at your grocers. Sugar-free Diet Rye Cola.
We're going now to the top of the sixth inning. Wayne Garrett will lead off for the New York Mets with the A's leading by a score of 2-0. A's have 2 runs on 5 hits and made no errors. The Mets no runs on 2 hits and they've made 1. Catfish Hunter to work to Wayne Garrett, and here for the play-by-play, Jim Simpson. Wayne Garrett, who they said was winning the third base job in the closing days of the 1973 season, has committed his third error now in this 1973 World Series. He walked in the first, popped out on the third. Against Hunter, first time around, he hit a home run as the leadoff man. Garrett has 2 home runs among his 4 hits in the series. At the top of the sixth of the game, it's a must for Oakland. If the A's lose it, it's all over. If they win it, it's Matlack and Hall. Jim Hunter, the right-hander, throws and swing and a miss by Garrett at a high fastball. Strike 1. On deck is Leon. A week ago, Saturday and Sunday, Ralph Conner and I sat here, and you could not see the Oakland Hills. Very smoggy. It is crystal clear here today. Now back toward the seat. We've been able to see the hills perfectly, clouds in the sky, passing over the stadium once in a while to give us cloud cover. But pretty generally, a very sunny, beautiful day. On a day that is predicted to be a rain day. Did not go around there, although telescope showed in extra field. With the third base umpire, Jerry Neudecker, in his space, Garrett did not go around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunter had that 5-0 shutout to nail down Baltimore in the American League Center. Would like to shut up the Mets here and send the A's on to the final game tomorrow. 2-2, pitch outside. Stare at Dennis's catcher now, has the sign, so it's a breaking pitch, and it's outside. Well, he was ahead of Garrett 0-2, and now, after the check swing, a few more pitches stay outside, and it's 3-2. Garrett on a 3-2 pitch back in the first inning drew a walk, and it's this one straight away center field. In comes Gabalio, waving everybody away. Nobody's near him. He's right in dead center field, short center field, and takes it for the first out. That'll bring up Leon. Green made a fine running catch and foul charger on, and Leon pop up in the first. Leon hit one just into short center field at Davalio took in the third. At one time in this ball game, Hunter had retired 11 in a row before Grody hit the first pitch of the 5th inning and singled under the glove of Bando at third base. Since then, Hunter has settled down and has gotten the last 4, although one of those outs includes Tom Seaver's long drive to the warning track. Leon looks for the called strike. Bando was looking for Leon to bunt his way on and give Rusty Staub a chance to score for the Mets, drive in a run. 1 strike count. Leon inside, lifts his arms over the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Canadian Jack Benny continues to sit down in Charles O. Finley Park, staying for the game. Swing and a miss with a breaking ball. 2 strikes. This has been an odd series. Lots of controversy, lots of misplays in the field, and lots of exciting moments. And nobody has pitched a complete ball game since 1971 in a World Series. Pitch misses outside low. 2-2. Speed blast of the Pirates. In that 7-game series in which the Pirates with Roberto Clemente doing such a great job. When they beat Baltimore in 71, that 7th game, that's the last complete game. Last year, none. This year, none. Could happen today. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball over the glove of Hunter. Taking it over to the back of second. Goes on to first base. Got it. Scampering Campanelli. And that'll bring up Rusty Staub. And instead of Leon at first base with 1 out, the fine play of Campanelli makes none out, none on, or rather 2 out, none on, and Staub the batter. Rusty swung on the first pitch and run on the first inning, single to center field, and then popped out to Green in the 4th. 9 base hits in 20 attempts. Takes the curveball away, ball 1. Well, Ralph and I and Monty Moore from New York have been extolling the virtues of Campaneris and Harrelson, the 2 shortstops of this World Series. 1-0. Staub looks at another outside pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Cleon Jones kneels on deck in a 2-0 ball game, which the A's lead. We're in the top of the 6th. Hunter ready again to stop. Pulls the ball on the ground toward Green. Up to the 50 side. Goes on to first base. And now Hunter's retired for the last 6 in a row. No runs hit to Arizona left. To the last of the 6 we go. A's 2, Mets nothing.
Differences between the new 74 cars? Several. Like Chrysler Corporation's extensive use of electronics. Every car we build in this country has electronic ignition and an electronic voltage regulator to help save you time and money on service. And every one of our engine plants in this country uses Chrysler-designed electronic engine function testers to help assure you of a reliable, smooth-running engine. Electronics is one of the differences extra care in engineering makes in Dodge and Chrysler Plymouth.
We're going now to the bottom of the 6th inning. The A's coming up in this ball game. It sees the A's in front by again. Here's Jim. Gene Tennis, the hero of the 72 World Series, struck out swinging at a curveball in the first and popped to Milner at first base in the third. 0 for 2. One of 3 right-handed batters for the A's who refused batting practice today. Pando and Rudy also didn't take batting practice, and each has an important base hit. Tennis waits and gets the fastball up under the chin. Ball 1. Rudy singled in the first inning and was doubled home by Jackson. Bando singled in the third inning and was doubled home by Jackson. Down ball toward third base. Garrett has to go off the step. Picks it up, goes on to first base. Got it. What a close play. Garrett almost had his 4 down on the skin. Wayne Garrett must be talking to himself at third base. Normally a fine fielding third baseman. Has committed 3 errors. And on Thursday night in New York, nearly waved at the ball and went fine for a double. Here's Vic Gabalio, who walked on the 3-1 pitch in the second and ground to Milner. Unassisted in the... A's lead it by 2. Gary Grodich tying at 2. Fixing his shin guards now drops back behind the plate. We talked about the Mets crowds a lot, and so again, let's bring up this open crowd here today. Very alive. Too low to Davalio. You know they all didn't get together to have a meeting, but they've really been taking a beating in the press from the A's players for the lackadaisical behavior at the games and not showing up. It's a sellout today, and they're making all kinds of noise. That curveball from Seaver hit the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Davalio, the left-handed batter. Comes back with a breaking pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Well, if the A's do win today, you know the kind of crowd, the kind of excitement we'll have here tomorrow. For the 3rd year in a row, we would go to a decisive 7th game of a World Series. 1 ball, 2 strike fastball, high and away, 2 and 2. Ray Sadecki, when Seaver was in trouble in the 3rd, after Jackson doubled home a run, warmed up only in the 3rd. Seaver's been in command since. Pitch, curveball, misses high. 3 and 2. Darren Johnson on deck. Tom Seaver throws the fastball, hits a high, shallow center field. Elson goes back, Hahn comes on. Hahn still coming on. Captain's glove has it. 2 out of the 6, and that'll bring up Darren Johnson. On a 3-2 pitch, and then out Davalio was running under second. Johnson grounded to Helson at shortstop. They had no chance for the double play. Johnson was thrown out, and then he bounced again to Helson in the 4th. 0 for 2. Gary Adair has picked up the batting helmet of Davalio that he ran out from under, circling the bases and thrown it in. Now Johnson is ready. 19 home runs, 81 RBIs during the regular season. Fastball inside, ball 1. As a designated hitter, and a bone chip began to float around in his right thumb. He couldn't get around on the ball, and he tailed off considerably in the late going. 1 ball, no strike. Swing and a miss to the fastball. Matter of fact, here was one of the finest designated hitters in the American League, doing so well, and he had a bone chip in his right thumb, and Catfish Hunter fractured his right thumb. Fastball in under the hand. Good one. Catfish Hunter fractured his right thumb trying to field a ground ball in the All-Star game in Kansas City. Two of the biggest men in the Oakland A's with the same problem, their right thumb. Swing and a miss again by Johnson. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out of the 6th. Oakland leading 2-0. Very pleasant day in the Bay Area. Fastball misses outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Seaver has struck out 4. I think earlier I said 5. He has struck out 4. He's given up 5 hits. John Paul, this is the 6th hit. Pass Harrell from the shortstop. And Green, who after 10 hitless tries, got a base hit to center back in the 4th. Green right-handed all the way. Would seldom get to bat more than twice in the first 3 games because he was quickly lifted for pinch hitter. 2 out, 1 on. Seaver from the stretch. Throws the fastball. Ground ball right back to Seaver. Had to protect himself. Throws over to first. That was a very quick comebacker on the first pitch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We've gone through 6 full innings. Oakland 2 and New York nothing.
This is Milo Hamilton, voice of the Atlanta Braves, with some surprising statistics, like this one. Did you know that Delta Airlines is the 5th largest in the U.S. and the world's 6th largest airline? It's true. And Delta's already flown more than 19 million passengers so far this year to 99 great places in the Western Hemisphere, like Florida, California, New York, New England, and the Midwest. Delta's jet fleet includes 747, DC-10s, and 5-stars. But the most interesting fact might be that no matter how big Delta gets, you still get treated like a long-lost son who just set foot on the front porch. Next trip, fly Delta, the airline run by professionals, 28,000 strong. And pay for your tickets with the American Express card. You can even extend your airfare payment with the American Express card sign and fly plan.
Identification. We pause 30 seconds for station identification. Horse lovers and racing fans, here's the first-time offers. The only 9 Triple Crown winners in horse racing history, all together in a large 14x18 color print, including a 1974 calendar. Centered in this beautiful print from Front Runner Productions is the super horse of our times, Secretariat. Order today 1 for yourself and another for a friend. Send your check or money order for $3.98 plus 25 cents postage to Front Runner Productions, Post Office Box 1, 1407, Portland. Again from Oakland, California, with Ralph Conner, this is Jim Simpson. The 7th inning, Cleon Jones, John Miller, and Jerry Grote against Catfish Hunter. It's begun to warm again, and apparently Tom Seaver may be feeling the effects of that stiff and painful right shoulder. He trails 2-0. Jones is over 2, fly to center, and grounded to Campanelli at shortstop. That pitch hits the dirt outside the plate and goes back to the screen. Ball 1. Jones, in 5 appearances now against Catfish Hunter, has failed to reach base. They play him the other way, and he fouls this one away. 1 ball, 1 strike. John Milner on deck. Well, we've talked about the Mets pitching against the Cincinnati Reds in the open A's. How about Catfish Hunter today against the New York Mets? Breaking ball blown away. It's 2-1. Catfish has allowed 2 hits, struck out 1, walked 1. 1 man of the game has been as far as second base. That's ball down low. Now he's gone to 3-1. And very quickly, we're going to get some activity in the Oakland bullpen. They've got the 2-run lead. They don't want to get away. Ground ball towards Campanelli to shortstop. Attitude shot comes up and an easy out. Jones swinging on the 3-1 pitch. Ground to Campanelli. Well, you know how seriously Dick Williams wants this one. His 2 finest. Charlie Fingers, the right-hander. Darrell Knowles, the left-hander. Now going in the Oakland bullpen. And John Milner hit a very towering high fly to Davalillo in center field of the first and grounded to Johnson at first, and the 4th is up for the 3rd time.
Charlie Fingers and Darrell Knowles are up. Fingers on your right. Knowles on your left. John Milner, the batter for the Mets. Fly to center, grounded out. The 2 hits off Jim Hunter have been single. A single by Staub and a single by Grote. The A's are leading 2-0 in the 7th. They hold on. We'll go to Game 7 tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. There's a base hit to right by John Miller. And Miller now has his 8th hit. He's batting well over 350. So is Staub and Cleon Jones. Jerry Grote flied out and singled. When the Reds played the Mets in the playoffs, their strategy completely was to stop Jones and Milner. They said if you did that, you could beat the Mets easily. Well, they didn't do it, and neither have the A's.
I think the thing that surprised the A's is that Milner was not supposed to be a percentage hitter. They respected his long ball power, but he's hit for average in this series.
Jerry Grote. Runner on first, one out. There's a long belt deep to left. That ball's back. Rudy's on the warning track. He's got it. Grote nearly tied this game. That'll make Dick Williams think a little bit now about his pitcher. He just gave up a line shot to Milner. Now Grote nearly reaches the fence. Is Hunter losing a little bit? Dick Williams is watching him intently from the dugout.
Kurt, when he does start losing it, the first sign they look for is the kind of a pitch he made to Milner. He gets up a little bit when he gets tired, and he made that up pitch to Milner, and right then they jump somebody up in the bullpen. That's 2 of them in a row now.
How do you know when to take a pitcher out? That's one of the big reasons the manager gets paid. There are a lot of little telltale things, aren't there, Tony, when they notice a change in his delivery or his stride?
Many times a catcher can tell more than anybody else. He sees that pitcher drop down, sometimes imperceptibly, to that man on the bench. Yogi was one of the best I've ever seen. As soon as he saw Whitey Ford drop a little bit down to 3/4, he's getting tired. Get him out of there.
Don Hahn has popped to short and struck out. The Mets have 2 away, Milner at first. They're trailing 2-0 in the 7th. On plate is a pull hitter to left, and Hunter's low for a ball. If we go to Game 7 tomorrow, Matlack very definitely will start for the New York Mets. He's been the best pitcher in this series. Ball 2, that's only my opinion. I'd like to see what you fellas think. Matlack.
He hasn't given up an earned run, and that's not too bad.
His earned run average is 0-0-0. You can't do any better than that. 2-0. And Holtzman will go for the A's. I'd say you'd have to give the Mets an edge if there would be an edge on the pitching strength. Matlack, who's just been unbelievable through the playoffs and World Series. Ground ball to Campaneris. Goes to second with it for the out. And that's it in the top of the 7th. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. The 7th inning stretch in Oakland, and Oakland.
The Mets nothing. We're going to the bottom of the 7th, and here's Jim Simpson. That presenter struck out looking at a fastball in the 2nd. Wide to center in the 4th, facing Tom Seaver, not Ray Sadecki. Seaver remains in the ballgame. Seaver throws the fastball, misses outside. Now Sadecki, our thoughts were probably warning, maybe Yogi Berra was thinking pinch hitter. But the number 4 man in the lineup was up when Sadecki was throwing, so he had plenty of time to warm up in case this would develop a big inning. Out of the screen, Seaver is back and throwing. 1 ball, 1 strike. A's win today, and we have a 7th game tomorrow. Foul down the right field line. The game tomorrow will begin 1.5 hours later than today, and that is the first pitch will start at will be at 1:30 Pacific time. That's the first pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Hunter, Seaver right back, throws him a curve ball that drops over beautifully. Strike 3 call. Hunter watches all the way, and now Seaver has strikeout number 5. 1 out of the 7th. That'll bring up Campaneris, who today is 0 for 3, and really hasn't hit the ball hard at all. Wide to short center field, foul out to Milner at first, and grounded to Gare to third. It was Campaneris in the last Seaver-Hunter matchup. They were gone in the 11th inning. It drove into winning runs to win it 3-2. Strike call. Our score here today is 2-0. Love to see a performance like that of Catfish Hunter today. Ground ball foul. Here's the man that walked to the ballpark knowing that if he did not have it, maybe he would be bailed out by the bullpen and his teammates. They haven't gotten him a lot of runs against a very tough Tom Seaver. But Catfish Hunter has made sure the Mets don't score at all. Through 7, they've failed to score, and they haven't even come close. And the World Series, as far as the A's are concerned, rides on today's game. They've got to win today before
Breaking pitch blowing away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Campanella. Hunter won the clincher last year, relief of John Odom. Back with the fastball. Just missed the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Joe Rudy. And the A's fans, and rightfully so, figure they might need some more runs. They'd like Campanella to do something. Swing and misses, looks like a slider. Struck out. And strikeout number 6. That'll be up Joe Rudy. He started things in the first inning with a single to right field with 1 out and scored ahead of the Jackson double. Spencer struck out swinging at a fastball and popped to Leon at second base. They play. You will go with the pitch straight away. Seaver throws down low, ball 1. Leading on deck is Sal Bando. This blue sky over the Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area today is one of the prettiest colors of blue you'll ever want to see. Beautiful day. Pitch misses outside. 2-0. Light fluffy clouds, temperatures in the 60s. Slight breeze blowing toward center field. And unlike the night games in New York, where everybody was bundled up for football, here most people had their jackets off. 2-0 pitch, fastball misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes to Joe Rudy. Rudy steps out and looks to Norm. As Ralph pointed out, one of several candidates for what apparently will be the vacated job as manager of Oakland, with Dick Williams moving on. Tim Lawler, Maury Wills mentioned his others in the papers here. Fastball misses outside. And on 4 pitches, Tom Seaver walks his second man. That will bring up with 2 outs Sal Bando. Here's 1 for 3. A single in the second inning. Later scored ahead of a Jackson double. He reached on Garrett's error in the 5th. And we've got the bullpen for New York up in busy again as this ball gets the right. Down to second base goes Joe Rudy. That ball was down in the dirt. Kentucky is warming up for the 3rd time. The wild pitch. Bando now with a chance to really put Oakland in business. They lead 2-0. A base hit here could make it 3-0. The upper deck and falls into the mezzanine. Well behind first base. 1 ball, 1 strike to the dangerous Sal Bando. 98 RBIs, 29 home runs during the regular season. Oakland has not hit a home run for the first 5 games plus of the 72 World Series. There's a strike right on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a ball club, Oakland, which has 3 Mets that combined with 85 home runs. The entire New York Mets team has hit 85 home runs during the regular season, and yet it is the Mets who have all the homers. The A's have none in World Series play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Curveball bounded towards Garrett, and he's in foul territory as he makes the throw to first base. John Jones has hit a home run, Rusty Staub has hit a home run, and Wayne Garrett has hit a couple. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Oakland, no runs, 3 hits, and 1 error for the Mets. Seaver off the mound, just staring in, hands-on hit. Ahead of the batter Bando, 1 and 2. Mets will go to their 8-9 batters in the 8th inning, so undoubtedly Seaver will be batted for. Or probably, I should say. Comes back to the fastball, it was too low, 2 and 2. Seaver's gotten himself in all of his trouble in this inning, walking Rudy on 4 pitches and then wild pitching into second base. The stretch, 2-2 pitch, drive center field, Hahn flips down the glasses, couple steps over, then comes drives it for the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We've gone through 7 innings, and the A's have led from the first. The score, Oakland 2, New York nothing. We're going now to the top of the 8th, and that's down to the last 6 outs, and the leadoff batter here in the 8th inning will be Bud Elson, the 8th batter in the batting order. Now, as we move to the play-by-play, here's Jim Simpson. Right, Ralph Carter. Sadecki continues to throw, and Ken Boswell comes out on deck. The Mets are going to the pinch hitter, and Tom Seaver will be through. But Dick Williams still has Raleigh fingers and Darrell Knowles up and throwing, and that Center hasn't thrown a pitch yet
Seaver worked 7 innings in this game. 2 earned runs, 6 hits, struck out 6 and walked 2. Good enough to win a lot of games, but Catfish Hunter's been that much better thus far. Harrelson batting left-handed against Catfish Hunter. Watches the fastball hit the outside corner for a strike. Mando in on the grass at third base, figuring perhaps that Harrelson will try to bunt his way on. Swings, drive toward right field. Jackson goes back a few steps. Now balances himself under the Harrelson. Harrelson hit that ball a long way. About 360 feet away. Now Boswell will come on to do the hitting. Ken has been at bat one time and got a base hit in World Series play. Gus Scott, the pitching coach, races to the mound now to talk to Catfish Hunter. Mando has come over. And it might be right here, considering that Boswell has only batted once before, did get a base hit. Scott and the rest of it might be reminding Catfish Hunter of just what it is you are supposed to throw to Ken Boswell. Tennis was in on the conversation, of course. Dean Tennis now slowly walks back. Bando goes back to third, and Boswell tosses away one bat, beats the other, and steps in. Left-handed batter. Boswell's had 2 home runs in the regular season. They were both pinch-hit home runs. They pull him to turn the pull around to the right. Cavalier over in right center. Jackson well over toward the line. And wins the World Series, standing on deck. Hunter's ready now and throws a pitch inside. Boswell backs away. It's ball 1. If the A's indeed win today and we go to the 7th game, Holtzman and Matlack tomorrow. Fastball catches the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, it's 1-1, but that's the pattern of the pitching at Catfish Hunter. Not an overthrowing pitcher. Got every pitch nearly, but he'll move it around. Inside, outside, up and down. Line drive down the right field line, and that's the base hit. Boswell is 2 for 2 in series play. And Jackson was going well to the right, so he was there to prevent it from being a double. The 4th hit of Hunter, and we go back to Garrett. And Dick Williams is coming out with the knowledge that Hunter's been up high throughout the game. They had everybody warming in the 7th. Garrett, left-hander, is coming up. Darrell Knowles is down at the bullpen, a left-hander, and Garrett has hit 2 home runs. Now, the fans here remember what Catfish Hunter did against Baltimore in that 5-0 shutout to win the American League Championship. Would love to see Catfish Hunter stay in the ballgame. Dick Williams wants to win and says, I'm going for Darrell Knowles. The best thing that can be said about a manager taking the pitcher out of the ball game, and here's the ovation for is that the ball game does not belong to the individual player, does not belong to the pitcher, it belongs to the team. And just because the pitcher has been doing well, if the manager thinks that the situation demands a change in pitching, that is a decision that he has to make, because it is not an individual ball game, it is a team game, and the manager feels that the left-hander is more effective in a situation against the left-hand batter, and that's the move he has to make. Darrell Knowles is appearing in his 6th game of this World Series, and that's right, this is game number 6. Last year, with a bad hand, he sat out the entire series, has not allowed a run, he's had 1 save, 5 2/3 innings, he's given up 2 hits, 1 run which was unearned, and that was brought about. Well, not 1, but 3 errors in 1 game. Remember the game in which the A's had 5 errors? That's when the run scored against it. Well, we are keeping our record intact for 1972 and 73. 7 games in 72, and now for the 6th of 73, nobody is going to complete a ball game as a pitcher. Seaver's gone, with Boswell getting the line drive base hit. Catfish Hunter's gone. And Knowles, standing out there, becomes the first pitcher ever to work in 6 consecutive World Series games. His breaking ball is outside, ball 1. Hugh Casey, Raleigh Fingers, and Pedro Bourbon pitched in 6 games in 1 series, but not in consecutive appearances. For Darrell Knowles, know it or not, the potential tying run at home plate is setting a record. This pitch is down low. It's 2-0 to Garrett. It's Leon on deck. They've got 1 out in the 8th inning. The Mets are 2-0. They've got Boswell with a pinch hit single at first base. every time. 3-0. Doug McGraw is now up and throwing in the New York bullpen.
Left-handed hitters.
The strike to Garrett, 3-1. Oakland leading 2-0. The Mets are challenging in the 8th. They have Kenny Boswell at first, 1 out. Strike 2. 3-2 to Wayne Garrett. Felix Meehan is on deck. Doug McGraw is heating up in the Met bullpen. Depending what happens there, it could be either be he or Sadecki. There's a drive in the left center. It's in. Rudy goes over and picks it off. Coming on the third is Boswell. And the Mets have the tying runs on in the top of the 8th. As Garrett singles to left center. Now the batter will be Meehan. The relievers have pitched more than the starters in this World Series for Oakland. Up until this game. Hunter's 8 innings, or 7 innings, 7 1/3.
Much more successfully, as you can see by those earned run averages. Look at the relief job the Oakland A's pitchers have done. 1.05.
All right, Knowles will face Meehan. Foul out, flying out, grounded out. Runners on first and third, 1 away. A ground ball hit to the right side. A runner's in. The tying run's going to third. The throw cut off. And the Mets have the tying run at third base. The lead run at first, 1 away. Meehan hitting behind the runner. Sends him to third. He did his job.
Now we'll have to see if Dick Williams will go against the percentages and put his top relief pitcher in against a left-handed hitter, Rusty Staub.
Well, the Mets, who keep coming back at you, been their trademark in late September, the playoffs, the World Series, never giving in, doing the little things that help them. They've had a pinch hit single, another single. Now Meehan is single behind the runner to score a run and send the tying run to third. Rusty Staub has 1 hit in 3 times. It's 2-1 Oakland now in the 8th inning. Strike to Staub.
Third in the playoffs and the series, the Mets' left-handed hitters have really done a job against left-hand pitching.
Doug McGraw loosening up in a hurry. 3 hits for the Mets this inning. Tom Seaver pacing. Strike 2. Seaver's out of the ball game, but if his club goes ahead this inning, and then either McGraw or Sadecki held Oakland, Seaver would be the winning pitcher. 2 strikes to stop. Garrett's at third, Meehan's at first. Staub strikes out.
Dick Williams with the right-handed Cleon Jones coming up. We could see Raleigh Fingers.
Raleigh Fingers will come in to pitch to Cleon Jones. Dick Williams plays the percentages. So we have the situation of Fingers walking on. We have 2 outs for the Mets. They've scored a run. They have runners on first and third with a break in the action. The score is Oakland 2, New York 1.
Of course, the World Series is a first for KTOK. Another first for Portlanders is KUPL 98.5 FM stereo, where 24 hours per day you'll be entertained with the world's most beautiful music, together with 2 minutes of news per hour and never more than 7 units of commercial time. Beautiful music for the greater Portland area. KUPL, the only beautiful music station. We invite you to make couple part of your lifestyle. KTOK Portland.
At the turning point of series, and this one, strike out a Rusty Staub, and 3 pitches might be an awfully big one for Oakland. Takes a chance for the Mets to score a run on and out, right out of their hands, and now it's all up to Cleon Jones with 2 men out, and the tying run at third base. The go-ahead run at first. I always think he's a hard throwing, sort of side-arming right-hander to work against Leon Jones, who is 0 for 3 in this ball game. Leon has had a fine series, and right here, he could put it away for the New York Mets. Once again for the play-by-play, Jim Simpson. Raleigh Fingers in his 5th game has pitched 9 innings, allowed 1 earned run. Right-hander, very tough on right-handed pitchers. Last Sunday here, it was Fingers who gave up a bouncing ball up the middle single to Willie Mays. That put the Mets ahead. Leon Jones, 0 for 3 today. Had a great closing September. The Pirates at third base. Wayne Garrett beyond at first. There's 2 out. It's 2-1 in the 8th inning. The Mets first and most golden opportunity of the 6th inning. Fingers throws. Fly ball center field. Gabriel starts in. Is there and on 1 foot. He's got him way out of it. 1 run scores on 3 base hits. So no errors and 2 big runners left. We go to the last of the 8th. Oakland holding a 2-1 lead over New York.
All cars are alike. You'll find important differences in all Chrysler Corporation cars made in this country. For example, reduced maintenance. With our electronic ignition, you never have to replace points and condensers. There aren't any. Spark plugs last up to about 18,000 miles. And with our torch-light transmission, you have no recommended maintenance under normal driving conditions. Reduced maintenance suggests one of the differences extra care and engineering make. Discover all the differences at your Dodge or Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
Outfielder Tug McGraw is coming out for his 5th appearance. He's worked 12 and 2/3 innings. He's won 1, lost none. He has a save and an average of 2.83. Last Sunday, McGraw had perhaps his worst performance, but nevertheless continually got out of jams. And you know what happened, of course, when McGraw came on in the 7th inning the other night in New York. He gave up a walk to Darren Johnson, but then got McGraw to pop out and struck out Campaneris on a fastball. Walked a couple of men in the 8th inning in trouble, but then got a loo. The line to Garrett there in the 8th inning, and then got a 1-2-3 in the 9th to save the win for Jerry Guzman. He has struck out 13. He is noted for the screwball. The 2 for 3 today, 2 doubles that have driven in both of the Oakland runs. And then Gene Tennis and Vic Gabalio. In the last of the 8th, the Mets made it close to the top of the 8th, driving Catfish Hunter out of there. Hunter can win the ball game, cannot lose it. Tomorrow, if this game goes to tomorrow, for the 7th game of the World Series, it'll be the left-hander, and what a job he has done, John Matlack. He is 1-1 in World Series play. And yet, his earned run average is 0. All 3 runs he's given up in 2 games have been unearned. And of course, it is Sonny Holtzman for the Oakland A's. Holtzman has won 1 and lost 1. His earned run average, are you listening? 6.75. But that's if there is a tomorrow. There is today. McGraw to pitch to Jackson down low with the screwball. Ball 1. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Oakland. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error for New York. The error did not figure in the score. They play Jackson, of course, around to the right and deep. Foul off to the right. No matter who wins this ball game, this has been one of the better played ball games of this 1973 World Series. McGraw, the left-hander, ready and throws another screwball down low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Double in a run in the first, double in a run in the third. Rounded out. He's the hitting star today. 2 out of 3. There's a drive in the center, a base hit. Ball gets by. Jackson will come to third. That could be a big play now.
Hahn thought he had a chance for a shoestring catch. Then could not break himself quickly enough. Got the in-between hop, and I don't know. He may have been blinded by the sun. He just put his glove out in front of him, hoping he would hit into it. Well, it's very hard by Jackson. Hahn's got to chase it down himself, as it was in dead center field, and Jackson has good speed. Could be a big run, Kurt.
It's a single for Jackson and a two-base error on Don Hahn. And now the Mets have to bring the infield in. They can't give up another run. Gene Tennis up. Looks at a high breaking pitch. Ball one. Tennis is struck out, pops up and grounded out. Out on deck is Jesus Alou. The bat for Vic Davalillo. 2-1 A's. Ball two to Gene Tennis. Reggie Jackson at third. Nobody out. And Fingers would rather have a 2-run lead than a 1-runner going out there. So that's two-base error by Hahn. Inside, 3-0.
Tennis, the man they would like to see start hitting if this series should go into the 7th game tomorrow. He's been up in situations during the series where a hit could have helped out an awful lot.
3 balls and no strikes. Time call.
Buddy Harrelson playing about halfway at short. He just about reach out and touches third baseman Garrett. He's very close to him. Really playing tennis to pull.
That one pitch is over, 3-1. Irrepressible Tut McGraw says he can have fun even on a stalled elevator. Fun-loving guy. 3-1 pitch. He fooled him with a screwgee that time. That's his screwball. 3-2. Reggie Jackson at third. Nobody out. Ball 4. And the A's have runners on first and third. McGraw's across. Where was it?
Kurt, you know, before the game, Sal Bando said we've been having a hard time figuring out how McGraw's going to pitch us. A lot of the A's players went to New York thinking that he was going to try to get them out most of the time with slow curves and screwballs, and they were all taking the fastball for the strike. You notice Jackson hit the fastball, and Tennis kept waiting on it and almost never got it.
Gene Tennis has not hit much in this series, but he's received 10 walks. There's Sadecki again warming up. The World Series record is 11 walks, held by Babe Ruth in the 7-game series back in 26. Jesus Alou batting for Davalillo. The infield is still in. Runners on first and third. The ball to Jesus Alou. Oakland ahead 2-1. They're trying to stay alive. There's a fly ball to left field that should score a run. Tagging up is Jackson. The catch by Jones. The throw goes to second base. And getting back to first for Gene Tennis. The A's lead 3-1. A sacrifice fly for Jesus Alou.
Gene Tennis really worked that time to try to draw that throw from the left fielder. He took off, tagging up at first base, and that's an A's play they use quite a bit.
Well, now it's a 2-run lead for the Mets, or for the A's, 3-1. They've had 7 hits. The Mets 6 hits. Darren Johnson 1 for 3 today. Gene Tennis at first, 1 out. A ball. The Met batters in the 9th inning, Milner, Grody, and Hahn. 1-1. Top foul back out of play. Jesus Alou is warming up his throwing arm in the A's bullpen. And he'll probably go to right field with Reggie Jackson moving to center field in the top of the 9th inning. That's Alou, who just came up with a sacrifice fly to left. There's a drive foul. Johnson drilled that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gene Tennis at first base, 1 out. A 1-2 pitch. Low. 2-2. Screwball again, and he missed with it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dennis looking some kind of a sign to see if he'll start on this pitch. In the second inning, they started him, but he's not going. In fact, he was going. He started trying to delay there. He didn't go, and then he went. And Johnson strikes out into a double play. 1 run. 1 hit, 1 error, nobody left at the end of 8, 3-1 Oakland.
McGraw corner, this is Jim Simpson. Defensive changes. Reggie Jackson has moved from right to center field. Lou has taken his place in right field. Gene Tennis moves from catcher to first base to replace Derek Johnson for a little bit more defense, and Ray Fosse becomes his catcher. The 9th inning. And it is all up to Raleigh Fingers now. A hold us for the Oakers to tie this World Series and to send it on to a wild 7th game tomorrow here at 1:30 Pacific time, our first pitch time. Milner is 1 for 3. Brody is 1 for 3. On to follow is 0 for 3. 3-1 the score in the 9th. Raleigh Fingers throws to left-handed John Milner. It's way outside, ball 1. And now Blue Moon Odom picks up a ball down in the Oakland bullpen along the left field line and starts to throw just in case. Fastball misses outside. And Fosse races out to Fingers. Jerry Grody on deck. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the A's, who have to win today. 1 run, 6 hits, 2 errors for Oakland. Another pitch misses high and away. And it is quickly 3-0 to Milner. Put him on, and the next man up becomes your protector. Now Dick Williams is coming up saying, hold it. Lindblad is warming. Ball got loose out in left field. Lindblad and Odom now both begin to throw. And Dick Williams is going out to remind Raleigh Fingers of something very important. When you are a relief pitcher, the one thing you want to do is to throw strikes. You don't want to put runners on base. He has a count of 3-0 to Milner. Odom and Lindblad going very quickly and hard now. And now Wendelstedt, the umpire, again calls timeout, and they're getting streamers back in from the outfield. Long streamers of colored paper have been thrown onto the field, and now they've been dragged off.
The bullpen catcher who run out to left field.
Yeah, John Odom had just thrown the ball away, and as a matter of fact, Kurt, there was a ball on the field when Fingers made that 2-ball, no-strike pitch, and Williams thought the umpires in left field had stopped the play, and he was, I think, yelling at the umpire for not doing that.
See that fluttering ribbon out there? That could distract the batter. Now they get it out of the way. 3 balls, no strikes to John Milner. As he leads it off for the Mets in the 9th inning. The Mets trailing 3-1. 3-1 count. Foul back. 3-2. There's a fly ball hit to deep right. Jesus Salou has room and puts it away. Down in the 9th. Now the batter, Gary Grody. He's flied to left, single, and flied out to deep left on the warning path to Joe Rudy. Nearly tying this game up in the 7th. Oakland 3, New York 1. 9th inning. The Mets have 2 outs left. Pounding ball to the right side. Dick Green. Plenty of time. 2 down. John Hahn is going to be replaced by Ed Kranepool. Kranepool will bat for Hahn. And if Fingers gets this final out, tomorrow the World Championship will be decided. We'll be on the air on NBC at 4 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time following a professional football game. A football-baseball doubleheader tomorrow on NBC.
Going to be something. 3 World Series in a row going to 7 games.
They've been tight. Kranepool batting. 2 out, bases empty. Starting pitchers tomorrow, if Oakland holds the Mets here in the 9th inning, would be left-hander Matlack for the Mets and left-hander Holtzman for the A's and everybody else in the bullpen. 2 down. To the knee. That's a good pitch he has when he's down low with it. A stinking fastball around the knee.
Kurt, you can see Fosse double up his fist. He's that kind of an inspirational player. He really gets the most out of these guys. Just that little urging sign there.
There's a shot that is hit the green. The ball game is over. And the World Series goes to the 7th game tomorrow. The Oakland A's have bounced back and send it to the final day. But the hero today for Oakland has to be Jim Hunter, who gave the same kind of pressure pitching that he displayed in the 5th game against the Baltimore Orioles when he shut them out to give Oakland the American League Championship. And it was Jim Hunter's pitching today and the bat of Reggie Jackson, who came alive with 2 doubles and a single. He knocked in 2 of the 3 runs. Charlie Finley, who's been the eye of the storm in this series as he goes away. And we'll be back now to recap Game 6 right after this message.